G'day you bloody legends and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I'm going to be building my match week 1 team on Fantasy Premier League. Before we begin guys, I've created a league and you can join with the code USTTHB. I'll have it up here. If I get over 50 members in the league, I will be giving out some prizes to the top 3 at the end of the season. Now, onto the team. I put out an Instagram story of the original squad I built, which is on your screen right now. On Instagram, and you guys really didn't like it. You guys were hating on me, and that hurt my feelings, guys. So today we're going to be going through together, and I've done a little bit of Fantasy Premier League knowledge. I don't know that much, but we're going to be building it together, and I'm going to be giving reasoning behind each of my picks. So starting off in goal, am I going to change Aaron Ramsdale? No, I'm not. I think a player like Aaron Ramsdale is smart. A lot of people are going with Onana for match week 1, but I think Ramsdale's proven. He got the most saves last year. He's got a good defense in front of him. Arsenal have made the right signings in the right position. So I think for me, that is a given. And as my backup goalkeeper, I'm going to stick with Alphonse Areola. A goalkeeper who's a steal at the moment, considering that West Ham are going to be playing a lot less Fabianski and a lot more Areola. Fabianski's getting older now. He's on his way out. And Areola's at the prime of his career. He's proven. He's made saves, he's played at the top flight of football, and I think that he's going to be a goalkeeper that is going to go under the radar for Fantasy Premier League a lot this season. Now, on to my defense is an interesting one, right? Because Trent Alexander-Arnold is a very expensive pick, so I don't think I'm going to go with someone like him. I am going to go with Kabore. I think 4 million, obviously it's a Luton player, so we don't really know how they're going to fare in the Prem, but he's quite a good quick right back, I believe. So somebody who could get the occasional attacking involvement, more just a player who's cheap. I'm going to get John Stones in as well. I feel like John Stones is just the right pick. 5.5 million for a centre-back who's going to get a lot of clean sheets. It seems like a safe option, so we're going to go with him. On to the next defender position now. I was contemplating getting rid of Trippier, and I think I still will because Newcastle have got a tough run of fixtures in the first few games. So I think it might be a smart decision to leave that one out, guys. I'm going to bring in Gabriel from Arsenal. The difference between Gabriel and White, to me, seems like nothing. I just feel like Gabriel is the right option. It's not worth paying that extra $500,000 for Ben White. So Gabriel is going to go into the team, and we're building quite a cheap, solid defense here, which is good. Everybody has gone with a stupid ad. I'm pretty sure over 50% of the Fantasy Premier League community, yeah, it's what is it, 52.4% has picked a stupid ad. So I almost want to go against that and pick him. However, he's got a lot of assists. I think he got 7 assists last season. So that just seems like a smart pick. I'm going to be a little bit safe here with my defense and not go too crazy. I was thinking about putting in a player like Trent in there because he might go and play into the midfield. And that seems like a fairly smart option in my opinion, because he's obviously a guaranteed player. He's going to get assists. But 8 million is just quite a lot. So I was thinking Ezri Konsa could be a nice cheap shout because... no, not Gabriel. What did I do? Oh, no, he went there. Never mind, I'm an idiot. Ezri Konsa is actually going to be playing right back a little bit more, I think, for Villa. So, could be a few goal involvements for Konsa. I don't know, but he got quite a few points last season, and I think Villa are going to have a good year. They had a good year last year. They've got European football this year. And what they're doing with the club this moment, what they're building, signing a player like Moussa Diaby, I think they're going to do very well, and I think I can definitely see them finishing in the top 8 this year. So, a nice cheap defense to start us off with. Let me know what you guys think of that. Now we've got a little bit more coinage to spend with for the attack. You guys were writing because I didn't pick Erling Haaland up front initially, and I went with 2 more cheaper strikers. So, we'll be moving on to that later. But to start off with my midfield, I'm going to not pick Bukayo Saka. I'm actually going to go with the other option, Martinelli. Save $500,000. I feel like Martinelli, a lot of Arsenal's attacks are going to come down that way anyway. he did very well last season in terms of fantasy points. So hopefully he can reciprocate that again this year. It's very tempting to go with a player like Mohamed Salah, but I am going to try avoid that. I think Eberechi Eze is a smart choice for Crystal Palace. Elise's currently got an injury risk. I was originally going to go with him because he got 11 assists last season, and with Crystal Palace getting rid of Mohamed Salah, what's his name, Wilfred Zaha, I feel like a lot of the attacks and a lot of the just the younger players in Crystal Palace are really going to step up under Elise and Eze. So I'm going to pick Eze. I think he'll have a very promising season. So on to our next pick. It's very tempting to go with a player like Jared Bowen, and I am going to trust my instinct and still pick him because everybody's saying don't pick Bowen match week 1 because West Ham have apparently got tough fixtures. I disagree. I think we have some very winnable games to start off the season. Yeah, we do have Liverpool and Man City, I think, back-to-back, but that's in like match week 4, match week 5. So Bowen could be a smart start pick. A lot of the attacks come down that right side for West Ham, and a proven player in fantasy. So we're going to stick with him. And I feel like the next obvious pick is going to be a player by the name of Marcus Rashford, because the majority of the attacks are going to come through him. Hodgland's injured. He's guaranteed game time. And we saw last year when Rashford was playing well, he was banging in goals left, right, and centre, and he was getting a lot of fantasy points. So Rashford for 9 mil is a slight risk, but I feel like it's a risk that is more likely to pay off rather than to fail. I was thinking of going with Bruno Fernandes at cam, or just in that midfield position, sorry. I'm not building a FIFA team here. This is just the midfield. I could go with a cheaper option like Almiron, or I was actually looking down a bit lower. I could go like Matoma, or somebody along the lines of Moussa Diaby. Obviously hasn't played in the Premier League yet, but a very proven player in the Bundesliga. So I'm going to just leave that one right now and we'll come back to it. And up top, I'm going to start off with a very cheap player who's flown under the radar. If you guys want a cheap striker in your fantasy Premier League team, I would recommend going with a player by the name of Divin Mbamba. Plays for West Ham, had an extremely good preseason, and obviously we've got rid of Gianluca Scamacca. So he is actually, could be the number 1 striker pick for West Ham going into this season, because Danny Ings and Antonio are really on the way out. Mbamba is a real up-and-coming player. He's good with the forward his feet. He's got an incredible shot on him. He's good in the air. I think he's going to be getting a few goals for West Ham this season. So, I think João Pedro for Brighton at 5.5 million is a very good price, but I'm going to avoid him. We'll go to the first page, and I'm going to go with, first things first, Ollie Watkins. As I said previously, Villa have got a very good team this season. Got European football, but the majority of their goals come from the man on your screen right now, Oliver Watkins. So I'm going to go with him. That seems like a very obvious pick to me. And then as my other striker pick, yes, guys, I'm going to do it. I originally went with Callum Wilson and Ollie Watkins, but Erling Haaland, everybody has him in their match week 1 team. 86.6%. So it's a risk if I don't pick him. I need to pick him to stay safe. Because Haaland, as we know, is a goal scorer. He got, 36 goals last year. So I'm playing a risk if I don't pick him. I've got 10 million to pick the final player. I could muck around a little bit and try and get another $500,000 maybe. And then I could buy a player like Kevin De Bruyne. Which I'm thinking about doing, guys. It's tempting to get rid of Bowen and bring in a player like Matoma. And I feel like I almost should. I feel like I almost should, because in that case, I can bring in De Bruyne and sack Bruno Fernandes instead of just having 1.5 million left. So, yeah, you know what, guys? Given that West Ham haven't done much at all this transfer window so far, I'm not really trusting that we're going to start the season off that well, even though we have some winnable fixtures. I'm going to get rid of Jared Bowen. I'm going to bring in Matoma, a player who had an incredible season last year for Brighton. And then that frees up 10.5 mil to bring in a player like Kevin De Bruyne, who is he's going to get assists, he's going to get goals. Not so much goals, obviously, that's going to come through this man. But this link up is going to be present more than ever. So it's tempting to go with a player like Fernandes, because obviously he's Penandes. He's going to take set pieces, but I've already got a United player in there, and I feel like you can't go wrong with picking City players. Some players I think who are flying under the radar as well. Think about again bringing in Julian Alvarez as a striker. He's only 6.5 million, I think, so that could be an underrated pick. And like I said, Divock Mbamba, 4.5 million for an attacker. For me, that is a steal. So I'm going to be making the transfers. Confirm the transfers for match week 1, and this is going to be my team. No, that's not going to be my team. All I really did was make Haaland captain and make Rashford vice captain. So this is going to be the team for match week 1. Shout out to everybody who's joined the league so far. And like I said, if you haven't already done that, make sure to do it, because I need as many people joining before match week 1, which is very, very soon, so I can hopefully give out some prizes to you guys. And let me know what you guys think of my team now. Is the updated team a little bit better than what it was already on Instagram? Or is it still shit? So that's going to be the end of the video, guys. Hopefully you can rack up some points in Fantasy Premier League match week 1, and hopefully whatever team you support in real life can rack up some points in the first game as well. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you all very, very soon. Take care. Peace.